Whoa! Did you guys know that the dragonfly is one of the few creatures that can not only fly stationary in the air, but it can also fly sideways? Isn't that crazy? Hey, that reminds me. We're going to be drawing a dragonfly today, and we're going to be doing it with the magical letter D. So, let's get started. All right, my friends, so for today you're going to need a piece of paper, and of course you'll need a pencil or something to write or draw with. We're going to start off by doing just some practicing of our capital D and our lowercase d. So let's go ahead and get started. Remember that whenever you hold a pencil or anything, you want to make sure that you're holding it with that triangular grip that I've always been telling you about, okay? Making sure you have your index finger, your middle finger, and your thumb coming together, making that triangle around the point of your pencil. Now we're going to go ahead and go over here and practice just some capital D's first, okay? Fairly easy stuff. Remember that you want to start from top to bottom and work left to right. We read and write the same way. A capital D, do a simple 1 or L shape, and close off those ends, curving forward. Capital D. And once you've done this a few times and you feel pretty confident about that capital D, let's move on to the lowercase d. Now that lowercase d works a lot like the lowercase b, which we did about 2 letters ago. The only difference is that we do the circle first instead of the line. So let's go ahead and start off that lowercase d. We do a little circle there, and let's do our line. We have a nice lowercase d. Circle first, from left to right, and then top to bottom with that line. All right, let's do it one more time just for good measure, because I know you guys are awesome at this. You do your circle there first, and then top to bottom, doing your line. All right, well, let's flip this paper over. We are now going to do a dragonfly. Now, as you can see, my paper, I was using marker, and it bled right through the thing. So I'm going to grab another piece of paper real quick, and I am back with my new paper. Now we're going to go ahead and make sure that our paper is vertical, like a door. Vertical como una puerta. And we're going to start off just right here in the middle. We're going to do a pretty good sized letter D, a little bit bigger than we would normally probably write it. So let's start off with that nice, neat circle from left to right, swooping around there. And let's do our line. It should come down, touch the right side of that circle, and stop. Now we are going to do a complete flip-flop of that with a letter B, which we did 2 videos ago, earlier in the alphabet. It works very much the same way, except we're going to put the line first, and then we're going to do the circle. Hacemos letra D y letra B. So letter D, letter B. Now, we've got kind of the head and we've got sort of the body there. Let's close off this head with a letter U, which is kind of like a little smile on a smiley face or an emoji. We're just going to close that off. Now let's rotate our paper around this way. Era lo horizontal. So now our paper is like a window. It's horizontal now. Now we're going to do a couple of capital D's for the wings. Hacemos letra D mejor. And so we're going to come over here. We're going to start off real close to the eyeball. And let's do a nice long line and make a very big capital letter D. And we're going to do the same thing now above the line where its body is. Let's make a nice big capital letter D. Okay, so these are 2 of the wings that we see. Now, the dragonfly also has, you'll see another pair of wings coming out this way. So we're going to do those, and these lines are kind of crooked. Okay, we call that diagonal. All right, that means the line is crooked. It's not straight up and down. It's not side to side. It's crooked. It's diagonal. So we're going to start very close to where this D touches the body. Just come over just a little bit, and we're going to do our diagonal line. Now we want that diagonal line to just barely touch the side of that D as it goes down. So we're going to come over here, do that crooked line. So I got close. I didn't quite touch it, but that's close enough. And we're going to do that D. So it should be a little bit crooked there. And now we're going to go over to this side over here. We're going to go and do a crooked D. This time it's diagonal, going upward from left to right. So again, very close to where this D touches the line. Come over a little bit. You're going to just try to barely touch that, and then you have your other crooked letter D. Now we can take this paper, and we're going to do just a few things real quick. Actually, before we turn it around, I forgot. We want to add some little veins in the wings here, and we can do that with a capital A. So if you look here at the top point of your D, you can just come down here. Let's do a line cutting across it like this. Now you'll see that we've already got something that we can make an A with. So just do a line across there. All right, that's real good. And then you can come over here and just do a little minus sign. And what you actually kind of notice is that you're making kind of a letter A and a D. Let me show you what I mean. So start here. You're just going to cut across that letter D, and then you've got the shape that you need to make an A, so just do a line across there. And then over here you actually have another D that you just made, and you can just do a minus sign across that. All right, very nice. Let's go ahead and turn it some more. So now we have our Dragonfly is now facing upwards. We're going to do a pair of L's. Dos L's. We're going to just continue the body down there with that pair of L's there. And then we can put a nice skinny V to finish off with that tail. Now starting right about here where these wings are, we're going to be making some segments. So we're going to just simply do some minus signs going across, almost as if you were drawing a step ladder. And we'll divide this body up some until we get to the top of that V we made, and that's pretty good. Now we're going to come over here to the wings, and we're going to do that AD trick that we just did earlier over here. So let's turn it now this way. So we have our two empty D's over here, and let's go ahead and get started. We'll do this line here, kind of splitting it across. Now this time the D's backwards, so that trick doesn't quite work the same, but we can do a minus across it, and then we have our A. Let's make that for our letter A. And then we'll do the same thing here. Divide that D across. You have kind of a backwards D here that we can just divide with a minus sign. And here we have a letter A. We can split that up as well. And guess what, my friends? You now have a dragonfly. The only thing left to do is color it. But here's the thing about dragonflies. Just like people, dragonflies come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. So be free to make your dragonfly as colorful as you want. Well, that's all the time we have for today. Remember, friends, always wash your hands for 20 seconds. You can also sing happy birthday. That's about 20 seconds long. And don't forget, use hand sanitizer as much as possible. And don't forget to wear your face mask. Stay healthy and safe. And I can't wait to see you guys soon. Bye-bye.